But today was not a victory of one candidate or one party, but of all those irrepressible optimists who have hoped and dreamed of a resurgent New York. A New York that still exists as a symbol of creativity and ingenuity to all the world. A New York whose greatest days lie ahead. And tonight, as your next governor, I am proud to stand before you and say that because of New York, that New York lives again. We will make New York once more the greatest state in the nation. Now, none of this would have been possible without the people who have stood by my side since the very beginning. The volunteers and staff who put their lives on hold to contribute to this great effort. And to them, I say thank you. The friends and supporters who offered their energy and their advice. And above all, the four people who always stand at the center of my universe, my three gorgeous daughters, and the next First Lady of the state of New York, my wife, Eliot Spitzer. And my parents, about whom I can only say my debt is so great for all they have taught me. You have served as a model to me at so many levels, including the wonder of your 61 years of marriage. To each other. As they say on my favorite TV show, booyah! And I want to thank my friend, my partner, and the man who will help redefine what it means to be Lieutenant Governor of this great state, David Patterson and his wife, Michelle. What a wonderful contribution he will make. And of course, what a magnificent night it has been, re-electing New York's great advocate in Washington, Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton. We can do no better than Hillary. We are proud of her. And electing someone of Andrew Cuomo's skill and stature to continue the work of the Attorney General's office. And let me congratulate John Faso on a race well run. John is a man of principle and integrity. It was an honor to run against him, and I wish him well. We wish them well for all they have done. 8 years ago, when I had the great fortune to be elected as your Attorney General, I pledged to bring new values and new energy to the office I held. On this evening, I make that same pledge of a new beginning for the state of New York, and we will make it happen. Alexander Hamilton once said, "Energy in the executive is the defining principle of good government." I can promise you there will be no shortage of energy in the months ahead. Many times in many places, I have said that in a Spitzer administration, the road to responsive and responsible government would begin on day one. Some may have heard that as little more than the slogan of a campaign. Well, tonight, you should hear it as the promise of a governor. We will make it happen on day one. It is a promise based not on foolish hopes or false pride, but on a simple notion of government that has been lost amid the bickering and partisanship of the last few years. The idea that if we work to give everyone the same opportunity, that if we ensure everyone plays by the same rules, there is no limit to what we can achieve as a people. On the great arc of New York history, it has been this pursuit of a common good that has led us toward uncommon greatness. It's what led Governor DeWitt Clinton to ignore the skeptics and fight for an Erie Canal that transformed New York into an economic giant. It's what led Governor Teddy Roosevelt to take on the machines and clean up the corruption that kept the government from serving its people. And it's what led Governor Al Smith to give voice and hope to the working people who toiled under the factory smokestacks. From Franklin Roosevelt and Herbert Lehman to Thomas Dewey and Nelson Rockefeller to Hugh Carey and Mario Cuomo, we humbly stand on the shoulders of those who came before us, of individuals, of great individuals who captured the high ideals and great hopes of what made New York the spirit and engine of our nation. Tonight, we reclaim that passion, we renew that hope, and we forge ahead with that vision. In the days to come, we will offer a new compact for New York, based on simple principles, clear objectives, and a belief that by joining together, accepting burdens together, we will also create common bounty for all to share. This New York Compact accepts as a given that now is our time to build a government that exists not for those who hold an office, but for those who pay the bill. A government that is finally open and accountable. Our agenda is not without ambition, and the road ahead will not be without difficulty. And that is why, to get there, I truly believe it will take more than just a new governor or a new party. The New York we seek will require a new brand of politics, a break from the days when progress was measured by the partisan points you scored or the opponents you beat. From here on out, we need a politics that binds us together, a politics that's forward-looking, a politics that asks not what's in it for me, but always what's in it for us. On the day he first took office as governor more than 2 decades ago, it was Mario Cuomo who laid out this challenge most eloquently. He said that above all, we must be the family of New York, feeling one another's pain, sharing one another's blessings, reasonably, equitably, honestly, fairly, without respect to geography or race or political affiliation. Now more than ever, we must be that family. A family that is not urban or rural, upstate or downstate, Republican or Democrat, but first and foremost, New Yorkers. Striving together, reaching together, working together towards the common dream we all share. This family will operate on the view that we need not agree on everything to work together on many things. We will operate on the view that we succeed not when we point fingers or bicker or refuse to budge, but when we compromise enough to find consensus, and when we listen enough to find solutions. At times in my life, I have been known as the people's lawyer. I like to think that in the last year, we ran a people's campaign. And I fully intend to serve this state as a people's governor. This kind of leadership is about offering more to people, but it's also about asking more of people. It's about asking for your involvement, your cooperation, your patience, and most importantly, your participation in making New York work once again. This will be the true test of whether we rise or fall in the coming months and years. Because in the end, it is not simply a budget or a bill or an act of government that will pave the way towards progress and prosperity, but the people's belief that what happens in this state matters in their lives, that it matters to their children, and that it matters to our future. It took a poet from Long Island to recognize this truth about the place we call home. Nearly 2 centuries ago, Walt Whitman looked around New York and wrote, "The genius of the United States is not best or most in its executives or legislatures, nor in its ambassadors or authors or colleges, nor even in its newspapers or inventors, but always most in the common people. A common people with a common dream. I can promise you that I have never believed in it more than I do tonight, and I will never break faith with those who have invested their hopes and dreams in this great state." For hundreds of years, one of our nation's most profound symbols of opportunity has been the tiny piece of land that sits just off the coast in New York Harbor. It was there at Ellis Island where millions of weary travelers would come from every corner of the earth to find hope in a new world. They were of different religions and ethnicities, from different cultures and backgrounds, and 4 of them were my grandparents. When they arrived on shore, they would celebrate the end of their long and uncertain journey across the oceans. And yet, those men and women knew that the islands in this nation's true inspiration lay not in their happy ending, but in their hopeful beginning, and the chance it offered them to seize their future and start their world anew. Tonight, we celebrate a happy ending to this campaign, but tomorrow when we wake up, it will be time to seize the future, to start anew, and to walk together towards a hopeful beginning for the state of New York. I ask you tonight, are you ready to take that walk? Are you ready to share that journey? Are you ready to join this march? I can't wait to see you there. I can't wait to get to work. Thank you. God bless the great state of New York.